So I heard you have questions about what Kundalini Yoga is, and I, Ashley Palmer, a Kundalini Yoga teacher, am here to answer those questions for you. So what is Kundalini energy? It is a yin energy that is coiled up almost like a snake. It's often referred to as a snake at the very bottom of your spine. And so when we practice Kundalini Yoga, we are waking up that energy, uncoiling that snake through meditation, visualization, breath work, different kriyas and movements. And as we awaken that energy, that snake uncoils itself and rises up your spine. So that energy uncoils itself, rises up your spine, and creates a awakening of sorts. Not to be confused with the overinflated spiritual awakening, but it does awaken some things within you. And this practice was brought over to the US by Yogi Bhajan, which now we know is not the best human being. A lot of his Kundalini yoga practices were created. They are inspired by Shaktiism and Tantra, and there are very deep elements that are rooted in those practices. But a lot of what he created was a very rigorous system where movements are timed. You're doing so many movements for exactly 3 minutes, 11 minutes, a certain sort of breath work. It's very, very rigorous, but a lot of it was to kind of gain control over some of his students and followers and kind of create this cult setting. And now we know, because people have written books, come out with documentaries, that he was a predator, honestly. So a lot of his practices, his teachings were kind of to lure people in, especially women, so that he could manipulate them, sexually assault them, and do other various forms of very unkind things. So now that we know that he's not a great person, what do we do with this? How do we still practice? And how do we know what is okay to practice and what isn't? And honestly, what I found in my own research is that there are elements of Kundalini yoga that are still true to Shaktiism and Tantra, and you can find it in other forms of yoga. And I've learned that it's just best to kind of take those elements and almost form your own practice. So within my classes, I combine it with yin yoga because I feel like they work really, really well together. I mean, it's yin energy that we're working with. And so I take the meditative elements of Kundalini yoga, which is the breath work, the meditation, the visualization, and kind of combine it with the slow, drawn out movements of yin yoga, where you're just really focused on being in your body. I just feel like they work so well together to create a really accessible practice that feels good for everyone, feels good for your body, is still a meditation, is still a little bit of breath work, still awakens those chakras, and doesn't feel as rigorous. You can pause to read, but here are some of the benefits of learning and practicing Kundalini yoga. And I promise you, like, people say, awakening happens, people hype it up and say it's dangerous and all these other various things. I would never say it's a dangerous practice. The only thing is, you have to be mindful because it will awaken something within you. There's deep transformation that happens when you practice any form of yoga, I would say, consistently, but especially Kundalini yoga because of the different meditations, the different energy centers that you're tapping into, etc. But I do hope that you give Kundalini yoga a try. I teach Kundalini yoga every Sunday now at 11 a.m. in person. If you want to know the details on that and you live in Ohio, Northeast Ohio, you can let me know. But hopefully I answered some questions.